Toan Nguyen. This is my Thrasher cover from 2000.
What do you remember about that day?
So I remember this day. I've been wanting to train on. I've been wanting to do this on this rail for a long time. So this is a time period when I would just kind of train on a trick. I mean, I guess no different than, you know what I'm saying? Just I had a flat bar at my house.
Okay.
And I sit there for like, I knew I wanted to come there. I drove over there many times by myself, just look at, visualize everything about it. You know what I'm saying? So my flat bar was pretty similar. I think it was 8 foot in length.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of like every day was just like, okay, I'm gonna go at this. I know how to bail out of it, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? So I called my team manager up. You know, his name was George Nagai at the time.
Yeah.
And he drove all the way down from Santa Barbara. And I forgot who was supposed to. There was an original photographer, but he couldn't make it, so he called up Burnett. And Burnett was like, all right, I'll come. And basically, so the session was with me, my friend Mike Lawler,
Okay.
my brother Tuan Burnett, and George Nagai. Okay, George Nagai, if you look at the video, he shot at long lens on this one. So I backtailed it pretty, fast. And then I was like, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it. You know, sometimes you just gotta go for it. And I got into it a few times, and there was one time I actually sacked backwards on the kink.
Yeah.
There, okay. I came very close. I sacked backwards, and I remember it hurt so bad that I was like, you know what, this fucking sucks. I'll come back. And my brother was like, my brother Tuan at the time, he's like, dude, you don't want to come back.
Yeah.
You know, you're already warmed up. Just handle it. You know, there's all other people. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, all right, let's do it. You know. So I think I did like a third try later or something like that. I did it. And I'm actually glad my brother talked me into it because I did, now looking back on it, I did not want to go back, because we were all warmed up and blah, 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 and it takes a lot to kind of like jump at something like this, I guess, at the time, these days.
And what city's that rail in?
This is in Long Beach.
Okay.
So,
definitely had some shit done on it, right?
Yeah, there was some stuff that was done with it. I think the gnarliest trick I've seen was Tim switch crooks on it. That was very impressive.
And now is there a 2-stair right here? Is it?
Yeah. There's 2 stairs right here, 2 stairs. So it kinks out. So my flat bar was probably as long as the flat, but when I was trying it, I didn't factor in the little kink right there. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I guess I sagged backwards. But again, looking back on it, I'm glad that my brother talked me into it, Tuan Diggs. So what else is about this?
And when did you first see it on the cover?
Oh yeah, so I saw it on the cover. I believe at the time, Chris Ortiz. He was at Furnace, the skate shop that I was skated for, right? And
big Furnace sticker.
Furnace sticker. So Chris Ortiz, from what I heard, he was so pumped at Furnace. He's, oh, look at this, I didn't know about it. I didn't know it was gonna be a cover, to be honest with you. I mean, I knew that it was gonna probably be on like, the two, like something like in the middle of that thing, but I didn't know that it was gonna be a cover and a
sequence on the contents. Yeah, right.
So shout outs to Burnett.
Right on.
Mike Burnett for shooting it and hooking it up.
Yeah. So kickflip back tail fakie.
Yeah, for this one I kickflip back tail fakie, and I guess at the time, just being an AM and having a cover of Thrasher was unbelievable for me for the accomplishment, because having a cover of Thrasher, I believe what Rowley said one time. He says that it's like Rolling Stones of skateboarding, it's like, who gets a cover of Thrasher?
Yeah. And
for me to, I guess, be blessed to be on the cover of Thrasher was an honor.
Yeah.
I wasn't pro yet.
Did you get a nice photo incentive check from Shorty's?
I got a nice photo incentive. I mean, your AM, we didn't get paid that much as AM. We did, but we didn't. But so looking back on it, I guess you kind of say I milked the photo incentives. I did that like at the time. I guess that was my thing, because we weren't getting paid that much, and how we got paid as AMs, with photo incentive.
Exactly.
It kind of made you hustle.
Yeah.
And from there on, like a lot of my other friends followed that in footsteps, like JP Jajid.
Okay.
Everybody just was like, do what Toan does. Just
lay it out there.
lay
yeah.
it out there, right?
Cool.
And I remember, everyone always asked that 4-star sticker, like, why did you put that as a snowboarding thing, you know? So there's a story on that one, because at the time, Circa just started out.
Foursquare, okay.
Foursquare, those guys over there, right? And they were kind of floating, this was before Osiris.
Okay.
So they were like floating me stuff, and I guess Ryan Reese was like, you know what, you want to ride for, like, I'll give you photo incentive for, you know, whatever, you know, for putting a sticker. I was like, all right, you know, I was like, fine, you know, I'm not going to complain there, right?
Sure.
So, but again, people always wondered why the Foursquare, because I guess I was getting stuff from them for like clothes and snowboarding and stuff like that.
Did you end up getting on Circa, or
no?
it was always Osiris?
I did not get on Circa because there was some drama going on over there, and internally there was certain people got into position. Not gonna really name names, but you know, they were like, "Why are we giving this person blah blah blah?" You know? And that's why I jumped to Osiris.
Gotcha.
But the thing about Osiris was the internal drama that went there. The person that I guess worked there, these guys weren't psyched that I was putting 4-star or Foursquare stickers on there. They were like, hey, and then I guess there was my ad on Osiris, they actually blotted out the Foursquare. It was like my Nolly Hillfoot nose really on the Lockwood table.
Okay.
They weren't psyched on it, so they photoshopped the Foursquare stuff out. If you look, again, that's another story too.
Cool.
I got a nice incentive. I mean, again, that's how we got paid as AMs at the time, you know.
And whose mag did this go to, or who got this this particular issue of this magazine?
Steve Douglas. That's
Douglas.
pretty crazy that like he has this. I mean, they don't print these anymore, but again, for him to have it as an archive and he gave it, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
This is my strength cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this came out probably 2001, I believe. This is
May 2002. Yeah.
So this is right before I turned pro, or I guess you could kind of say turned pro, or whatever. And this is the time when Sean Peterson shot this photo, and at the time he was pretty much, I shot photos with him a lot. As you can see, his cars right there, they called it the Champagne Dreams.
Oh.
I believe Jason Rogers nicknamed that.
Okay.
Okay. And we were just going around in LA, just being him, you know what I'm saying? And this was right after, if you look at this bar, I think this bar was made famous with Van England.
Oh.
Rob Dyrdek.
Okay.
They just skated this, and this was in the cuts of LA.
Okay.
Like, this was such a crusty ass spot, but it was a cool spot. It looked cool, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And again, it was like my flat bar phase. Like, I had a flat bar and I just trained a lot of stuff on this and just did everything. If you can see it, this is in my guilty video where I crooks pop over the first line.
Sick.
And it was, you know, I said it was just, at the time, whenever we skate a spot, we did stuff, we just kept on going back at it, whether it be Lockwood or whatever it is. So this was around that time. And again, it's been so long. I mean, this
20 years ago.
20 years ago. You know, shout out to Peterson. I believe it landed, but it was never got used because it was just me and Sean. You know what I'm saying? And we just kind of went out. It was a random time where we just wanted to shoot photos.
Yeah.
And
do you remember seeing it on the cover for the first time?
When I saw the cover, Peterson, I believe he came into my house.
Yeah.
And he's like, I actually do have a blow up cover of this.
Good.
From Strength.
Good.
And another accomplishment, I guess. And it was kind of crazy seeing both covers, like as you're walking through at the time, you know, like during like grocery stores and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You walk by, you're like,
Jeez, that's me.
Especially Thrasher and Strength, because, you know, like, and just to see yourself on the cover of Strength or in Thrasher was an honor.
Hell yeah.
So shout outs to the guys at Strength for, I guess, picking up Sean Peterson.
Yeah.
You know, and again, this is a time when Muska was doing his Muska beats.
Mm-hmm.
So
Perfect.
it's definitely a blast from the past, just looking at all this, you know, and actually kind of going through it, and just it's like a time capsule,
Absolutely.
right?
Yep.
So
Toan, I think that about covers it, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for getting together with us.
thank you for, you know, again, going back memory lane here. I really appreciate that.